I was reminded today that sometimes self-awareness can feel like torture. And I say this because I'm going through a period right now where my body is struggling a little bit, probably with some hormone balance, or I don't know what's happening. My wife says I'm probably going through menopause. And I'm not sleeping as well as I'm used to. I'm having thoughts go through my head over and over and over. And even though I'm self aware enough to know that what's happening is internal, that something's out of balance within me just temporarily, my material mind can't stop at trying to point the blame at somewhere else. It's that thing over there that happened, or something somebody said, or my circumstances. There's some reason why this is happening to me, rather than the truth that I know from within is that, oh, this is something I'm experiencing. This is just part of life. We always have ups and downs. Our body goes through different things, and we can't really control it completely, right? Of course, we can adapt our diet and sleep habits and exercise and those things and meditate and help, but we can't really enforce our body to be in a great state all the time. And today, as I'm going through this, like I said, I'm aware of what's happening, but I'm also have this deep urge to respond from this defensive posture, from this sort of racing mind posture, from this idea that something outside is happening. And even though I'm trying my best to curb that desire, because I know that it's something happening inside, it leaves me feeling pulled between these two different realities. One reality that my mind is making up, it's trying to interpret the world in a way that makes me look good, makes me not the cause of anything, makes me the hero in my own story, right? That's kind of how our brains work. And at the same time, it's also trying to make me the victim. If things aren't going wrong, it's not my fault, it's somebody else, and I'm the victim of it. And I'm pulled between that mind that's naturally doing that. It does that for all of us. And the deep knowingness and self-awareness within that this has nothing to do with all those outside circumstances. This is something my body's going through right now. And I'm actually in my car right now. I'm sitting outside the Chinese doctor's office where I'm going to get a little compo to, help kind of balance things back out. That's the positive action go forward. But this struggle inside is so difficult. It feels like torture sometimes. But I would say that it's better than the alternative. So self-awareness, and even in times where self-awareness means I'm aware that I'm struggling and I'm aware that I'm not doing so good with the struggle and I want to be doing better, but I'm not, today I'm right here. This kind of self-awareness is still better than the alternative, which is to believe all those stories that my material mind is making up, to actually believe wholeheartedly that whatever the circumstances are, or maybe something somebody said or something that happened that was outside my control, believing that that's why I'm feeling grumpy, believing that that's why I'm feeling my mind racing. Because when we believe our material mind stories, it's so easy to get stuck. It's easy to lash out at other people. It's easy to say things that we regret later. I'm certainly guilty of that. And it's easy to forget the self-awareness that we all have, that, okay, I can take a few deep breaths. I can ground myself. I can bring my awareness to the center of my head. I can be present. I can go exercise. I can take a nap. I can take a bath. I can take a day off, whatever it takes to let enough time pass so that I'm safe to be communicating with people I love, right? Because this state is not safe. The things that come out of your mouth, come out of my mouth in situations like this are always things I regret, right? Now, it's funny. So today, Hisami is actually a little different in this way. So Hisami is my wife, and she tunes into energy. And today I was telling her, when she got up and I was eating breakfast, kind of in a hurry because I'm trying to get over to the doctor's office and get this Chinese medicine. And I'm telling her, oh man, my brain is just crazy today. Every thought that I have happens 100 times instead of one time. And it's just obsessing over things. And I know why. I know that my body's out of balance, but I can't stop it. And it's driving me crazy. And Hisami, I just love her so much. She is totally okay with this. She can see that I'm struggling. She can see that I'm grumpy, or, she can see that I'm trying to figure out who to blame for it, even though I know it's me. It's my body, just something I'm going through. And none of that bothers her. She's just really excited to communicate honestly with me, right? I'm telling her how I'm feeling. And even though I'm struggling, that honest communication makes her feel good, makes her feel close to me. She has no judgment over what's happening with my body and what I'm going through in that level. She's just there to support me. She's like, okay, yeah, I'm glad you're getting it taken care of. And like I said, she was joking. She goes, it sounds just like menopause. She said, I went through that for a couple of years. She said, not sleeping as well and having that go on. She said, yes, it's terrible. I can relate and I sympathize with you. So I just wanted to share this because I know that a lot of you are going through this too. Not my specific situation, but having that struggle between these two minds. The part of you that is trying to interpret the world, make you the hero or make you the victim or both, and trying to pretend that that's true, right? And if you're listening to this, you're also into self-help and personal growth and self-awareness. And so you also have that part of you that knows that that mind is not true, right? Even though some parts may be true, there might be circumstances or people said things you didn't like, but the level of response that you're going through is 2 times, 10 times, 100 times louder than is needed for the situation at hand. And in fact, with me personally, this response level is so high sometimes that I know I just need to not respond. I need to either say something really short or just say thank you and then try to step aside and let the moment pass, let my body get through this. It never takes more than a day or so before it's like, I'm back. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Give yourself a break, take some time off, because when we believe the stories that our mind makes up is when we have regrets. I've never regretted something that came from my heart, that came from love. I never regretted being compassionate or waiting or taking a break. But there's lots of times where I've regretted acting from this space of frustration, where my mind is whirling. Even if I fire off something that doesn't sound so bad, the energy is there with it. The energy of my frustration goes with the message and people receive that. And you want to keep that in mind because this is the fastest way to do damage and create stress in your relationships and at work and with your friends and loved ones by, continuing to circulate this energy of discomfort or frustration or whatever it is that you're experiencing inside, to continue to circulate that with others. So this is kind of a call, just a reminder to myself and to you to let this be an internal struggle. And feel free to communicate to others like I do with Hisami, like, I'm really struggling right now. This is driving me crazy. But don't pretend that it's true and it has something to do. But don't pretend that it's true and it has something to do with anybody else. That's my tip for the day.